Sexual harassment is one specific form of harassment that we are going to look at in more detail. Sexual harassment is addressed at the University of Waterloo by both Policy 33, Ethical Behavior, and Policy 42, Prevention and Response to Sexual Violence. Sexual harassment can be broken down into two main categories. Quid pro quo is a form of sexual harassment that occurs when a person in a position of authority over another person uses that authority to bribe or coerce the other person into performing sexual favors in return for specific rewards or, in some cases, to avoid some level of harm. A poisoned environment can also result from sexual harassment. In this case, it is sexually based comments or conduct that have the effect of making a person feel demeaned or disrespected. Sexual harassment can include asking for sex in exchange for something, like a better mark, a promotion, or an apartment repair. Asking for dates and not taking no for an answer. Demanding hugs. Making unnecessary physical contact, including unwanted touching. Using rude or insulting language or making comments that stereotype girls, women, boys, or men. Calling people unkind names that relate to their sex or gender. Making comments about a person's physical appearance, for example, whether or not they are attractive. Saying or doing something because you think a person does not fit sex role stereotypes. Posting or sharing pornography, sexual pictures, cartoons, graffiti, or other sexual images, including electronically. Making sexual or sexist jokes. Bragging about sexual ability. Bullying based on sex or gender. Spreading sexual rumors or gossip about one's sexual activity or sexual orientation, including electronically. Sexual harassment does not have to be sexual. It can also mean that someone is bothering you because they think that you don't act or look or dress in the way that you should. The Occupational Health and Safety Act is another piece of legislation that addresses sexual harassment. It provides two definitions of workplace sexual harassment. The first is engaging in a course of vexatious comment or conduct against a worker in a workplace because of sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression, where the course of comment or conduct is known or ought reasonably to be known to be unwelcome. The second is making a sexual solicitation or advance, where the person making the solicitation or advance is in a position to confer, grant, or deny a benefit or advancement to the worker, and the person knows or ought reasonably to know that the solicitation or advance is unwelcome. This definition acknowledges the impact of a power imbalance. Behavior that might seem acceptable and inoffensive coming from a colleague may feel much more impactful coming from a supervisor or a person in a position of authority.